From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Monday morning. We're still tracking the 2 fires burning within the region. We'll go ahead and get right into it, starting off with the Squaw Creek fire that's burning in Kittitas County. It's burning 2 miles to the north of the Lauderdale Junction, just shy of 350 acres. We saw a big jump in containment over the weekend. It's now up to 72% contained. But just as a precautionary measure, there are these level 1 evacuations still in place in the Liberty area of Kittitas County. You can find all of these locations listed online at applevalleynewsnow.com. Now on to the Williams Mine fire. Still, we have not gotten that big containment update yet, so these numbers have stayed pretty stagnant now over the last week and a half, so hopefully we get that big jump up in containment sooner as opposed to later. Right now, temperatures are in the 50s and 60s. It's honestly pretty mild out there for this morning. You'll probably need a very light jacket, though. We'll be very warm by the end of today, pretty warm for Tuesday as well. But then we have this storm system for Wednesday and Thursday that's going to shake things up. I'll tell you what that means coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, a building at the Hanford High School campus catches fire not just once but twice. We have the latest on the damages.
And 2 teen boys end up in the hospital in Othello after a suspected gang-related shooting, what we know so far.
Also, downtown Kennewick business owners want answers this after ongoing issues with vandalism, fires, and theft. Monique Ledesma with the preview to the much larger story. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Riley Fitzgerald. It is Monday, September 23rd.
Hello, Riley. It's been a long time.
It has been so long. I've missed you.
I have missed you. How was your weekend?
My weekend was very busy. It was very fulfilling. It was very fun. We went to Sausage Fest. It was a grand old
You got
time.
to go in the dunk tank, didn't you?
I did go in the dunk tank multiple times.
Oh, multiple times. Okay.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Well, we'll have a preview on that later on in the show today, but we're going to start this morning off in fire news. An outbuilding fire on the campus of Hanford High School causes the roof to cave in, and this was the second time that building had caught fire. This happened yesterday afternoon, and the first fire happened on the night before. A call for help went out around 3:20 p.m. after smoke and flames could be seen, and Richland fire crews responded within minutes, and it was not long after that the roof collapsed. The first fire was Saturday night, just before 2 a.m.
School officials say while the cause of the first fire is under investigation, preliminary reports showed there was an electrical problem that could be the reason. Officials also say the fire may have reignited due to a hot spot from the original fire. Fire crews remained at the scene for a few hours to make sure any remaining fire was put out. School officials say the building will continue to be barricaded off until further notice.
In more fire news, Kennewick fire crews battled a shed fire Friday afternoon on the 500 block of West Albany Avenue. Firefighters got the call just after 3 p.m.
People at the scene told our crew that this is the 3rd time fire crews have responded to a fire at that property. Cascade Natural Gas also responded to the scene.
In a follow-up, a man has been identified from a fatal car crash in Walla Walla County.
The crash happened last Saturday, just before 3 a.m. on State Route 12, about 11 miles outside of Pasco. The man, 28-year-old Salvador Beltran, was from Pasco. According to the Washington State Patrol, a car being driven by a 40-year-old woman was going eastbound in the westbound lanes of SR 12 when she hit another car head-on. WSP troopers said Beltran died at the scene of the crash.
The other driver was hurt and was taken to the hospital. Her current condition is not yet known. The authorities say the crash is still under investigation.
We turn now to crime news. The Adams County Sheriff's Office is investigating a shooting that left 2 teens in the hospital Friday night.
Authorities say a 17-year-old boy was dropped off at an Othello hospital around 11:30 with a gunshot wound on his leg. While authorities started their investigation, a 14-year-old boy also came to the hospital with a gunshot wound on his hand and arm. And according to authorities, the teens reported they had been in the area of Taylor Road and Spur Road. They say a car pulled up and people inside the car began yelling and flashing gang signs.
The teens say about 10 shots were fired, and investigators say they found evidence at the scene but did not release what kind of evidence. No other information has been released at this time, and if anyone knows anything about the shooting, call the Sheriff's Office at 509-659-1122.
In more crime news, local law enforcement and school districts are dealing with ongoing threats of violence with schools in our area.
The school year is barely underway, and school districts continue to deal with constant threats of violence online through other social media platforms and also words passed around the hallways. Several school districts posting messages on social media about violent threats, and that police will make their presence known on campus. Now, earlier this month, Kennewick police officers were called to a report of a shooting near schools, only to find out they were hoax 911 calls.
Pasco Police and Pasco High School worked through safety concerns last week. Grandview, Sunnyside, and other school districts are letting parents know that the rumors were just that, rumors, but school officials and law enforcement say if you see or hear something, say something.
Now to a crime alert, this one out of Walla Walla. The Walla Walla Fire and police departments have seen a big increase in fentanyl overdoses last week. In some of the overdose cases, Narcan has not been effective, but it should still be used if available, they say. Authorities and first responders ask people to call 911 if they suspect someone is overdosing.
And a known member of the Pagans Outlaw motorcycle gang has been found guilty of assault after a robbery at the Walla Walla PetSmart in March of 2023.
John Smith of College Place threatened 2 employees with a gun. An accomplice in the robbery, Christopher Peters, was armed with a bat decorated with gang colors during the crime.
Peters was also convicted on related charges, and authorities say that the Pagans Outlaw motorcycle gang has been in Walla Walla for about 3 years, and this is just one in a series of crimes involving serious assaults and illegal firearm possessions. Smith will be sentenced on October 7th. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Biden is expanding one of his signature programs, one that's expanding health care to different countries.
The goal of the program, to end cancer, but the U.S. and other countries will commit coming up.
But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert will have your weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back.
U.S. Cellular has the incredible new iPhone 16 Pro.
The first iPhone built for Apple Intelligence.
Spread the word.
Apple Intelligence is personal, private, and oh so powerful, you dig?
And the all-new camera control will blow you away!
U.S. Cellular has the amazing new iPhone. Also, Doug ate all the office cake.
Show me the tape.
See the tape tonight at 10!
Right now at U.S. Cellular, get the new iPhone 16 Pro on us. No trade-in needed. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
When you get hurt on the job, you never know if you're going to get paid by Labor and Industries. Let Bothwell and Hamill fight on your behalf for your workers' comp. We can often increase your compensation. The sooner you call us, the better. If you were hurt at work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411 for a free consultation. Bothwell and Hamill.
If you'd rather be here or here instead of here, then you gotta start here with Honda, the most trusted brand on the road according to KBB.com. Honda's also the best deal on the road 10 years in a row. And that includes the award-winning Honda Passport and Honda Pilot, both winners of Car and Driver's Editor's Choice Award. And right now, well-qualified buyers can get the Honda Pilot with 2.9% APR financing. For details, see your Southeastern Washington Honda dealer.
Weird. Look around. All possible Triple Play customers are perfectly represented right now.
Wait, really?
There's the family, the group of adult friends, kids on their school trip,
and the first date couple, and the grandparents with their grandkids.
It's just too perfect. I knew it. They're shooting a commercial.
I thought we were better than that.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including go-karts, mini golf, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
We just thought
if it's hidden, you might get bitten.
Prostate cancer is the second leading cause of death for American men. It's most successfully treated when detected early. Get more information at applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Prostate Urology Center, the full spectrum of urology care. Now accepting new patients.
The stars are shining on GMA this week. Kristen Bell and Adam Brody, Kate Winslet, Uzo Aduba, Shailene Woodley, Niecy Nash, Divine Joy Randolph, Javier Bardem. New kids on the block this week on
Good Morning America!
Stacy Lee, KapKVU First Alert Weather. Watch tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is pretty mild out there for this morning. 64 for Ellensburg, only 50 degrees up towards the pass, and then 65 degrees for Vantage. So you probably need a light jacket up this way. The same thing for the Yakima Valley, as we're seeing temperatures span from the mid 50s to the low 60s. 63 for Union Gap, 57 for Sunnyside, 61 degrees for Toppenish. And then for the lower Columbia Basin, we're spanning from the mid 50s to the low 60s as well. 62 for the Hanford site, 55 for Connell, 56 degrees for Umatilla, and then in the foothills of the Blue Mountains, we're seeing the same range. 55 for Heppner, 61 for Milton Freewater, 56 for Pendleton. A little bit cooler, of course, up towards Meacham and Ukiah in some of those higher elevations. Okay, here's your coat cast for today for the Tri-Cities. Again, light jacket stuff for this morning, but come time for 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock this morning, lots of sunshine, and it should warm up pretty quickly and be t-shirt weather. So for today, we'll have highs that'll be about 5 degrees above average for this time of the year. Plenty of sunshine, little chance of a shower for the early morning in the Kittitas Valley, also for the Cascades, but I'm thinking most of us do stay dry for today. However, there's a much more tangible chance of rainfall for Wednesday and Thursday. Also, that's going to drop down our high temperatures. So I'll show you those rain chances, and I'll show you some much cooler weather that's going to be on the way, and all that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. President Biden is expanding the reach of one of his signature programs, the Cancer Moonshot, to include several Asia-Pacific countries. The president made the announcement during Saturday's quadrilateral summit taking place in Mr. Biden's home state of Delaware. The leaders of India, Japan, and Australia are attending the weekend summit. They agreed to commit $150 million for HPV screenings and therapies for the Quad countries. The president announced that starting next year, doctors and nurses in the U.S. Navy will begin to train their Quad counterparts on how to conduct cervical cancer screenings and vaccinations so every woman in those countries can get treatment. The Cancer Moonshot initiative is very personal to President Biden. He launched it while he was vice president, in part to honor his son, Beau, who died from the disease. The goal of the program is to end cancer. A new study suggests people who travel and experience new adventures in life may age a bit slower than everyone else. Researchers in Australia say traveling can offset what is the body's slow and inevitable decline. That's because when people travel, they meet new people, have new life experiences, and often take part in relaxing activities like yoga and spa treatments. The study's author suggests traveling can benefit a person's physical and mental health. You will soon be able to protect yourself from the flu without leaving the house. The Food and Drug Administration has given the nod to the first influenza vaccine that doesn't have to be given by a healthcare provider. Flu Mist is a nasal spray from AstraZeneca that's currently available in pharmacies for people with a prescription. But now with this FDA approval, officials say the needle-free option should be available to take at home by next year's virus season. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 35 million people got sick during the 2023-2024 flu season. The CDC says everyone ages 6 months and older should get vaccinated each season. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the Daybell House in Idaho demolished, where 2 children were found dead 5 years ago. People close to the case reacting to the building being torn down. That's coming up.
Car wreck, I'm here to help you.
I got T-boned at an intersection. Mariano got me about 50 times more than I thought I was going to get.
I did my best, and she got way more than she expected.
He is the guy.
Call 853-2222.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic.
Don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu.
We can't watch something without also watching something else.
Ironic.
But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Traffic jam. Ugh, and I'm already late.
Discover Curve Appeal in Kennewick, your personalized med spa. Experience our one-on-one services and treatments designed to make you look and feel your best. From laser hair removal or electrolysis to Botox or body contouring and laser treatments, we tailor our services to your unique needs. Our medical professionals ensure you leave feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. Ready to look and feel your best? Visit curveappealtc.com to schedule your consultation.
The annual graduated sale is going on now at Woods Nursery and Garden Center in Richland. This end of summer sales event will save you money. 10 to 40% off plants, roses, buy one, get one free. Fall planting is the best time to save at Woods Nursery, serving Eastern Washington for over 50 years. Spruce up your yard with great plants at unbelievable prices. Load up on fall colors now through October 12th. Woods Nursery, serving the Tri-Cities since 1965. Off the bypass on Van Giesen in Richland.
The Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Downtown Kennewick.
Vagrants, homeless, using the alley as a bathroom.
What's the city doing?
We get nothing.
Monica Ledesma digs deeper.
Do you know what's going on in your backyard?
Can downtown be saved?
It frustrates me.
Apple Valley News Now, tonight after Monday Night Football.
Car wreck, I'm here to help you.
I got T-boned at an intersection. Mariano got me about 50 times more than I thought I was going to get.
I did my best, and she got way more than she expected.
He is the guy.
Call 853-2222.
Tonight, Washington battles Cincinnati, followed by a special Apple Valley News Now primetime. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Right now you're taking a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bimart. All the pretty city lights below, and it's going to be a lot of sunshine from this view a little bit later today. Right now temperatures are in the 50s and 60s, but a little bit later today they're going to end up mostly into the 80s. We should be about 5 degrees above average for this time of the year. Again, plenty of sunshine, and winds will be light for most spots, although they could gust upwards of maybe 25 miles per hour up in the Kittitas Valley. Also, it is worth mentioning that likely before 8 a.m. this morning, we could have a shower or two in the Cascades or in the Kittitas Valley, but the rest of us should be pretty dry. And then for tonight, the winds are going to calm down even in the Kittitas Valley, so we'll have calm winds, very mild overnight lows down into the 50s, and skies will be clear. Okay, we are tracking this next storm system into Wednesday and Thursday. It looks like Wednesday is going to be the more active of the 2 days, but it will be a 2-day affair. There's going to be a decent chance of showers and thunderstorms, especially up into the Cascades. So we'll go ahead and show you some of the early rainfall projections from the storm system, maybe between 1/4 to a half an inch for the Cascades, but elsewhere likely receiving less than 1/10 of an inch of water. Here's the much more tangible impact from the storm system. What it's going to do to our temperatures. We'll be about 10 degrees above average for Tuesday, near 90 degrees in the Tri-Cities. Very balmy for this time of the year, but feeling much more fall-like by Thursday and beyond. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. We'll be almost hitting 90 on Tuesday. Then that little thunderstorm chance on Wednesday, and then turning crisp again by Thursday. Then for Yakima, 80s through Wednesday, also a small thunderstorm chance on Wednesday, much cooler for Thursday and beyond, and peep those lows on Friday and Saturday night, maybe dropping down into the 30s. Pretty chilly stuff. And then for Ellensburg, we'll have a small AM shower chance for this morning, a better thunderstorm chance on Wednesday, and highs will hover near 70 after Thursday. Then for Hermiston, near 90 for Tuesday, a bit cooler with a stray thunderstorm possible on Wednesday, much more fall-like by late week and into the weekend. Then for Walla Walla, heating up for Tuesday, maybe the heat fuels a thunderstorm for Wednesday, but much cooler by Thursday and beyond.
Thank you, Josh. Now, it was an emotional day over the weekend for those who worked the Daybell murder case. This as the Chad Daybell house was demolished. Linda Larson has the story.
And my feelings were relief. Finally, this is closure, what this community needs.
Janine Hansen is a close friend of Kay and Larry Woodcock. She remembers the initial emotion of not knowing what happened to the kids, Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow.
Living here in Rexburg, we embraced this. We saw Larry and Kay go on the news and said, we've got 2 grandchildren that are missing, and we stepped up as a community and helped our amazing local law enforcement to help look for these children. And it branched out immediately to not just our community, but to around the nation.
Larry Woodcock called me today in tears, many people sending him video of the house coming down. He talked to me about the emotion of seeing this place destroyed and the good that it could do for the community. But he also talked about reliving the horror of seeing the police officers as they removed the bodies of JJ and Tylee. He sobbed when they took out the tree where the body of JJ was found. Before Chad's trial, he told me this.
That's what a pawpaw's is. That's what a pawpaw's life should be. Not this. For what? For what, Lord? For what, Chad?
Police officers also emotional as they relived the events.
You know, in September there's a lot of anniversary events from this case. September 8th, Tylee goes missing. We believe she was killed over that 8th and 9th. And then JJ here in a couple of days on the 23rd, where his life was needlessly taken. So it's kind of that time, you know, even 5 years later, you know, it still sits, it's very raw with us. And to look over there and see JJ's tree gone, you know, it's hard to put into words.
Chuck Considis is a detective with the Rexburg Police Department. He was among the local law enforcement officers who discovered the bodies of JJ and Tylee in Chad Daybell's backyard 4 summers ago.
You know, the physical scars are gone, but the mental's still there.
The Daybell house has been a sad reminder of that dark history.
I just can't imagine driving by every single day, seeing the reminder of what it has represented for the neighbors and for the community.
Based on emotional conversations I've had today, there's a shared relief that now the house no longer stands.
You know, this is kind of a culmination of events, of just numerous investigators, their dedication. You know, I'm so proud to work alongside of them, and that we were able to put ourselves in the position that we are right now.
I think this is the biggest step we can have towards healing.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, box office wins, celebrity babies, and an update on Alec Baldwin's fatal shooting case. All that and more is coming up in your entertainment headlines.
Dreaming of luxurious wear-resistant carpets? With the kids back in school, now is the perfect time. At Floor & Home, you dream, we install. And this month, save up to 50% off carpets by Engineered Floors.
Create a backyard that's out of this world. Right now, save $50 on the MSA 60 CB battery chainsaw and save $50 on the VGA 57 battery blower. Real steel.
Hit by a big truck? It could be from bad air hoses in the brake system. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, and at my law firm, we have a special team that knows how trucks work and what goes wrong. We know how to prove it was a truck's fault. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the experience and knowledge it takes to get you paid everything you deserve. Hit by a big truck? Our team knows truck wrecks and how to win for you. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222. Another morning to savor the crunchy nooks and cranny splendor of a Thomas's English muffin.
Tom, which is a nook and which is a cranny?
That's a nook, cranny, 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 nook, cranny. I mean, they should be teaching you this in school. Huzzah! A toast to breakfast.
Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Dreaming of luxurious, wear-resistant carpets? With the kids back in school, now is the perfect time. At Floor & Home, you dream, we install. And this month, save up to 50% off carpets by Engineered Floors.
Vagrants, homeless.
Can downtown Kennewick be saved tonight after Monday Night Football?
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In entertainment news, we're talking about ghosts and aliens.
Also a surrogate who delivers a celebrity couple's daughter, and we're also hearing more on Alec Baldwin.
Here's ABC's Chuck Silverstein with all your showbiz news.
Now's my chance.
Ghosts beat out alien robots at the weekend movie box office. The horror comedy sequel Beetlejuice taking in $26 million in its third weekend in theaters. Transformers 1, a new release, earned $25 million. The animated action comedy stars Brian Tyree Henry and Chris Hemsworth. Horror movie's Speak No Evil was third. Comedian John Mulaney and actor Olivia Munn now have a second child, a daughter named May June Mulaney. May means plum in Chinese. Munn said in an Instagram post Sunday that the girl was born via a surrogate on Thursday. Mulaney and Munn, who also share a 2-year-old son, Malcolm, married in July. Alec Baldwin urging a New Mexico judge to stand by her decision to scuttle his trial and dismiss an involuntary manslaughter charge against him. It's connected to the fatal shooting of the head camera operator on the set of the Western movie Rust in 2021. New Mexico State District Court Judge Mary Sommer dismissed the case against Baldwin halfway through the trial in July. The crew member in charge of the guns and ammunition is serving an 18-month sentence for involuntary manslaughter. The assistant director and safety coordinator pleaded no contest and got probation. The boss, Bruce Springsteen, turns 75 today. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
Okay, have you guys seen any of those movies? Because I still have not.
No.
Not one.
We're so lame. I know.
We were talking, we didn't know there was a new Transformers.
Yeah. And then Josh said it's not a Transformers movie without Shia LaBeouf. And I kind of have to agree. Like, he just makes it, the movie.
Does.
You
Let's
know?
bring him back.
Yeah. We're starting it right now. Well, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest at 5:30, downtown Kennewick business owners want answers. This after ongoing issues with vandalism, fires, and theft. Monique Ledesma has the preview to the much larger story.
Plus, world leaders visit Delaware this weekend. We hear about the Quad Summit with reps from the U.S., India, Australia, and Japan. That's all in the next half hour, but first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Meta Connect 2024 kicks off this week. The event features the less expensive Quest 3S and new AI upgrades. The headset will be priced at $299. Meta's also expected to unveil new AR glasses and enhanced Ray-Ban smart glasses. Next, Microsoft plans to use power from the 3 Mile Island nuclear plant. The plant would provide carbon-free energy for Microsoft's data centers from a reactor not involved in the 1979 partial nuclear meltdown at the site in Pennsylvania. The U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission still must review and approve the deal. Finally, SpaceX plans to launch 5 uncrewed Starship missions to Mars within the next 2 years. Elon Musk says the timeline for the crewed mission will depend on the success of the uncrewed flights. If all goes well, the first crewed mission could happen in 4 years. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
You drive in today?
Of course not. There's no parking.
Like you know to check the sign first, before parking.
Do you hear it? I hear it.
I feel like I do hear it.
Oh. Oh, man.
Why didn't you read the sign?
You think you can pay a parking ticket in heirloom tomatoes?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Feeling from a backed up gut? Miralax works naturally with the water in your body to help you go. Free your gut and your mood will follow. For 8 grams of fiber, try Mirror Fiber Gummies.
Did you know that if you shave, 1/3 of what you remove is skin? New Dove helps repair it. So if you shave it, Dove it.
New Dove. Replenish your skin after every shave.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, the first day of fall was yesterday. Are we finally in the fall spirit?
Yes, we are. It's going to take a couple days for the weather to get there.
No, rewind. You're in the fall spirit.
I am in the fall spirit.
Okay.
Yes, I am in the fall spirit. And I'm going to be much more in the fall spirit once the weather kind of aligns with our spirit up here. Yeah. We'll go ahead and take a live look at the Columbia River for this morning. This view coming courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. We could have some cloudy skies for this morning, but a little bit later today should be mostly sunny up there. Okay, right now temperatures are feeling pretty mild. 59 degrees in the Tri-Cities, 62 for Hanford, 62 for Yakima. So you might need a very light jacket for this morning, but I don't think you're necessarily going to be all that chilly. And by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock for this morning, we'll be up around 70 degrees in the Tri-Cities. It's already going to be t-shirt weather, and then plenty of sunshine and very warm by the time we get to the peak of daytime heating. So for today, we'll be about 5 degrees above average for this time of the year with plenty of sunshine. There is a little chance of an early morning shower for this morning in the Kittitas Valley, also in the Cascades, but the rest of us should be dry. Again, with plenty of sunshine. And I'll take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We'll talk about sky coverage and temperatures and wind gusts. So all that coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Starting off this half hour in Kennewick, we're talking about vandalism, fires, and theft. It's an ongoing problem for business owners in the downtown area.
One business owner tells us he has to lock his doors during the day to keep his staff safe, leaving customers to ring a bell to be let in. Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma is tracking this story, and she brings us a preview.
I really just want answers for them to not throw their hands up is like, here's what we're doing. Here's our plan to make it better down here.
Ken Day is owner.
I really just want answers for them to not throw their hands up is like, here's what we're doing. Here's our plan to make it better down here.
Ken Day is owner of Dayco Heating and Air Conditioning on North Auburn Street. It's a business that has been part of the downtown historic Kennewick area since 1999. Day says he was born and raised in the Tri-Cities, but over the past few years, he says Kennewick is changing, and now so does the way he does business. I met with the Kennewick Police Chief Chris Guerrero, who says while there is an ongoing problem in the downtown area, finding a solution won't be easy.
I think the biggest thing that can happen is people to understand there is no one solution right now.
I wanted to ask the city of Kennewick if they were aware of what is happening downtown to business owners as they work to revitalize the area. Trying to pin one down to talk, also not that easy. I went to the Kennewick City Council meeting to ask council if they knew what was happening and if they had a plan in place to address the issues. The response I have gotten so far isn't sitting well with business owners like Day. To find out how the city has responded to the questions and the plan in place to address them, watch my story right here on Apple Valley News Now. Reporting in Kennewick, I'm Monique Ledesma for Good Morning Northwest.
You can catch Monique's full story tonight after the football game.
You can also find it later on applevalleyNewsNow.com. Turning to political news now, Dave Reichert, the Republican candidate running for governor in Washington, made a stop in Kennewick last week.
Reichert spoke with Apple Valley News Now and says he decided to run for governor after hearing from his supporters since the year 2000 to run for the position. Reichert tells us that this year's timing felt right.
The high cost of living and crime. But you can't separate homelessness from that. Again, all three of those are intertwined. So we have to really start holding people accountable. They have to be responsible for their actions, and they have to know there are consequences. So I have a law enforcement plan in place that, having been in law enforcement for 33 years, I know how to stop crime.
He also says that when it comes to the economy, he plans on vetoing every new tax bill until he truly understands where that money is going. Now Reichert will face Bob Ferguson in the general election in November. In political news nationwide, the potential threat of a government shutdown is once again looming.
Last week, a 6-month funding extension failed to get through the House of Representatives, but Speaker Mike Johnson has another proposal, and he may have support from Democratic lawmakers. The U.S. government is running out of time and money simultaneously. House Speaker Mike Johnson wants to prevent a shutdown, and yesterday he released a plan that would fund the government until December 20th.
It's a limited continuing resolution where, in addition to the funding for government for the next 3 months, it includes more money for the Secret Service. Unlike Johnson's funding proposal, this plan does not include the controversial SAVE Act, which focuses on preventing non-citizens from voting, which is already illegal.
Former President Donald Trump previously called for lawmakers to shut down the government if the SAVE Act didn't get passed into law. Vice President Harris was in New York yesterday for a campaign fundraiser, and a spokesperson says it brought in $27 million. That's the largest amount raised in a single event since she joined the Democratic ticket.
President Biden welcomed world leaders from India, Australia, and Japan to the president's home state of Delaware on Saturday.
The leaders held talks at the president's high school alma mater, Arkmere Academy. The Quad Summit first began under President Biden. He emphasized the importance of democracy in his opening remarks and told the leaders the Quad Summit is here to stay.
The leaders are expected to announce the first ever joint Coast Guard exercise between the 4 countries and also sign a proposal to curtail illegal fishing to help reduce cervical cancer in the Indo-Pacific.
A new local small business makes its way to Kennewick. The business is called J Day. It's an Asian-inspired coffee, milk tea, and boba shop.
They also sell food, and the owner says his love for boba and milk tea is what inspired him to open up his second location in Kennewick, with his first being in Yakima.
I always do little by little. I check everything out good, and I feel like I like it that way. Like enjoy doing drink, talking to people, and then making some food and some pastry. It's just so fun. It's just like I may work, be here all day, but I'm actually enjoying it, doing it every day.
As of right now, he says his business hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week. It's located at 130 West Okanagan Place.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, NASA astronauts are departing the International Space Station today. More spacey details on that is coming up.
But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your full weather forecast. We will be right back.
Stacy Lee, KEPKView First Alert Weather. Watch tonight.
Starting at $3.99, you can get one, make it a double, or go for 3 delicious patties. Go as big as you want with my Bonus Jack combo starting at $3.99. Now you can say you're loving it and actually mean it. At Jack, every bite's a big deal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
If you'd rather be here or here instead of here, then you gotta start here with Honda, the most trusted brand on the road according to KBB.com. Honda's also the best deal on the road 10 years in a row. And that includes the award-winning Honda Passport and Honda Pilot, both winners of Car and Driver's Editor's Choice Award. And right now, well-qualified buyers can get the Honda Pilot with 2.9% APR financing. For details, see your Southeastern Washington Honda dealer.
Healthy, clear-looking skin is always on trend, but as we age, our texture and tone can change. Meet Curve Appeal's Photo Fabulous, an optimally tailored treatment that addresses the early signs of aging and provides noticeable results for pigmentation, age or sunspots, fine lines, and overall skin appearance. Book a consultation today to get camera ready and save up to $750 with the September special. Visit CurveAppealTC.com to get started.
Sometimes, life is a funny way of turning sideways. Like when your kid decides they're a professional stylist the morning of picture day.
Here we go.
Or when your to-do list isn't quite done.
You went to Rite Aid, right?
Or when you're sure you packed everything you need, but you actually need one more thing.
We forgot our prescriptions.
We got you. Are we happy?
We are happy.
Find everything you need? Yep. Yeah, life never really goes the way you plan, but that's why we're here. It means more at Rite Aid.
At Denver Mattress, comfort comes easy, but peace of mind is a bit tricky. And no, we can't give you a bedside psychoanalyst. Beat it, Sigmund. But you can rest easy knowing every mattress is backed by our 365-night Better Sleep guarantee. And And during Fall Into Savings, prices are dropping throughout the store, like $300 off our Telluride lineup. Or get a $300 gift with any Tempur-Pedic. Or score 48 months, no interest, and free shipping. Comfort, peace of mind, and a great night's sleep. Only at Denver Mattress.
Why settle for the same old breakfast sandwich? For $2.99, you can have my buttery sourdough, loaded with crispy bacon, eggs, and melty cheese. Come on, we fought the Revolutionary War so we don't have to eat stale English muffins. We won, by the way. At Jack, every bite's a big deal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Next live, Jay Farrow from his new comedy special, Jared.
You look great. You've been working out. What's happening? I have.
Plus, fall road trips with Jackie Gifford.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Things are gonna get wild in the jungle. With these two, expect the unexpected. Oh, and Jaden Daniels' Monday night debut is about to be electric. What a matchup on ABC.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a tour of all of today's forecast zones. For today in the Kittitas Valley, we're going to have temperatures that are going to span from the 60s to the 80s, mid-80s in Ellensburg. And it will be a little bit breezy today, specifically in the mountain gap of the Kittitas Valley, as winds could gust out of the north and west upwards of 25 miles per hour. Then for the Yakima Valley, we'll be in the low to mid-80s. We'll have plenty of sunshine. Overall, winds are going to be pretty light. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, we'll have high temperatures that are going to span from the 70s to the 80s, mid-70s for Boardman, mid-80s for places like Umatilla and Hermiston. We'll also be in the mid-80s for places like the Tri-Cities and the Hanford side. Then for the foothills of the Blue Mountains, we'll see a mixture of 70s and 80s, 78 for Heppner, 81 for Pendleton, 79 for Walla Walla, and also 70s and 80s up in the higher terrain of Ukiah and Meacham. So the bottom line for today is plenty of sunshine. We're going to be about 5 degrees above average for this time of the year, and also winds for the most part will be pretty light, except for up in the Kittitas Valley, where again they could gust upwards of 25 miles per hour. But we do have a storm system that's moving in for the Wednesday to Thursday time frame. That's going to bring up shower and thunderstorm chances. Also, it's going to drop down our temperatures after that, feeling much more fall-like in the wake of that storm system. So I'll tell you just how cool we trend coming up in a few minutes.
Around the world, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky kicked off his visit to the U.S. by touring a manufacturing plant in Scranton, Pennsylvania yesterday.
The plant produces critical munitions for his country, and Zelensky shared these photos on X, formerly known as Twitter, of him meeting with plant workers and inspecting artillery shells. He says he has reached agreements to expand cooperation between Pennsylvania and Ukraine.
Later this week, Zelensky is expected to visit New York and speak at the United Nations General Assembly, and also visit Washington, D.C. to present his victory plan for the war with Russia to President Joe Biden and other officials.
NASA astronauts Tracy C. Dyson and cosmonauts Nikolai Chubb and Oleg Kononenko will depart the International Space Station today and head home. The Soyuz spacecraft disembarked overnight.
It will land off the coast of Kazakhstan Monday morning. Dyson spent 184 days in space on her fourth flight. She'll be taken to Houston after being cleared from landing. Overseas now, there are growing fears of a wider war in the Middle East. Israel has carried out hundreds of new airstrikes in Lebanon, while Hezbollah is firing rockets deeper into Israel.
Americans are being urged to leave Lebanon immediately as tensions escalate. Here's ABC's Andrea Fujii.
Move out of harm's way immediately.
Overnight, an Israeli military spokesman warning residents of Lebanon near the Israeli border to move now, saying strikes are coming. Over the weekend, Israel carrying out more than 300 airstrikes in southern Lebanon, while Hezbollah reportedly launched more than 100 rockets toward Israel. Most were intercepted, but some making it through.
A senior U.S. official tells me that these most recent Hezbollah strikes deeper into Israel near Haifa are likely a prelude of what is to come. The official says that Israel has a good sense where Hezbollah's longer-range missiles are, but there are concerns that Hezbollah may be preparing to move those missiles. That is something which could prompt Israel to act sooner rather than later.
A Hezbollah official says the militant group has entered a new stage of open-ended warfare against Israel. Israel, while Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vows to take whatever action is necessary to eliminate the threat on its northern border.
Hezbollah has been attacking us on a daily basis, demolishing Israeli villages and towns, basically leading to the eviction of 100,000 Israelis from their homes. I don't think any American would have accepted it.
The State Department now urging Americans to depart Lebanon via commercial options while still available, as the Biden administration urges de-escalation.
But we're going to do everything we can to keep a wider war from breaking out.
Meanwhile, when it comes to the war in Gaza, Netanyahu is now considering a plan to force all Palestinian civilians out of northern Gaza in order to lay siege to Hamas and force the release of hostages held by Hamas since last October's attack. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, your morning sprint with all the top local headlines that you need to get your morning started, including details about the building destroyed by fire this weekend at Hanford High School.
But first, Josh will have your full weather forecast. Keep it here. We will be right back.
Craving our world-famous hand-rolled crisp burritos with creamy, bacony, chipotle, smoky goodness? Try our new smoky pork crisp burrito for a limited time. When you know what you want, anytime is taco time.
I'm a real wild one. Once in a while, we all want to go wild. We just need a little help. Meet a little help. The 2024 Ford Bronco Sport Wild Edition goes over any terrain, so you can go all out. Get a wild deal on a Bronco Sport today. Lease a Bronco Sport Wild Edition for just $369 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Warning, your air conditioner unit needs service. Would you like me to call Bruce?
Yes, call Bruce.
Thanks to today's modern technology, it's never been easier to call Bruce Heating and Air. When your AC unit needs serviced, call Bruce.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get this party started.
Just make sure you call the right Bruce.
Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $1,850 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Take good care of you, Bruce Heating and Air.
Did you know? Occupational medicine focuses on the prevention and treatment of work-related injuries. Astria Health works directly with employers to keep employees safe and business running. We offer pre-employment physicals, DOT physicals, drug and alcohol screenings, L&I exams, and work-related injury care. For more information, visit us online at astria.health. Astria Health, exceptional rural health care close to home.
D-Lynn's Boutique is a lifestyle boutique that offers locally sourced and established brand items. We feature men's and women's styles with a fresh approach to your look. D-Lynn's Boutique brings style that is approachable yet unique, so you can look and feel your best no matter what room you are walking into. Our house brand, Life on the Water, is locally inspired, designed, and printed in Kennewick, Washington. D-Lynn's is located in the Marineland Plaza in Kennewick, next to the Village Bistro. You can also shop easily online at dlyns.com.
Craving our world-famous hand-rolled crisp burritos with creamy, bacony, chipotle, smoky goodness? Try our new smoky pork crisp burrito for a limited time. When you know what you want, anytime is taco time.
The amazing St. Joe River on Fly the Northwest Tuesday. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Right now you're taking a live look at Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of our very own studios. This camera atop our heads, and there are some clouds out there for this morning, but a little bit later today, specifically into the afternoon, it's going to be plenty of sunshine out there. Now, this morning, temperatures are in the 50s and 60s, pretty mild stuff. A little bit later today, we're going to be in the 70s and 80s, so we'll be about 5 degrees above average for this time of the year. Should be pretty light winds for most spots, except for up in the Kittitas Valley. They can maybe gust upwards of 25 miles per hour. Also, before 8 o'clock this morning, there is a little chance of some showers up in the Cascades or for the Kittitas Valley, but the rest of us will almost certainly be dry. And then for tonight, even the winds in the Kittitas Valley are going to calm down, so wind should be light across the map. Overnight lows will be pretty mild once again, dropping down into the 50s, and skies should stay pretty clear. Okay, Tuesday is going to be another mostly dry day, and then we have the storm system for Wednesday and Thursday that we're tracking. Looks like it's going to be late Wednesday into early on Thursday, but if you really had to split hairs between the 2 days, Wednesday is going to be the more active of the 2 days, and this is looking like a storm system in which the Cascades are going to swallow up most of the moisture. Between a quarter of an inch to a half an inch of water could be accumulated in the Cascades. The rest of us will be rendered with probably less than a tenth of an inch of rainfall, but we'll see much more tangible impacts in the form of much cooler temperatures. Look at that drop off from Wednesday to Thursday, about a 10 to 15 degree drop off, so it will be noticeably cooler, much more fall-like out there. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities, almost hitting 90 on Tuesday, and then a little thunderstorm chance on Wednesday, and we'll start to turn crisp again by Thursday. Then for Yakima, we'll have 80s through Wednesday, also a small thunderstorm chance on Wednesday, much cooler for Thursday and beyond, and keep some of those lows for Friday and Saturday night. That is very chilly stuff. Then for Ellensburg, we'll have a small AM shower chance for this morning, but a much better thunderstorm chance on Wednesday, and highs hover near 70 after Thursday. For Hermiston, we'll be near 90 for Tuesday, a bit cooler with a stray thunderstorm possible on Wednesday, much more fall-like by late week and into the weekend. Then for Walla Walla, heating up for Tuesday, maybe the heat fuels a thunderstorm for Wednesday, but much cooler by Thursday and beyond.
Now, the morning sprint.
The time is 5:50. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour.
We're going to take you right to our 6 a.m. hour. First up, here are the top 5 local stories you need to know this morning. A building on the Hanford High School campus catches fire twice over the weekend. The first fire was Saturday night, and then the second was Sunday afternoon. Richland fire crews responded quickly on Sunday, but not long after the roof on the building collapsed. Officials say the fire may have reignited due to a hot spot from the original fire. Officials say the cause is under investigation, but preliminary reports show it could be from an electrical problem. The building will continue to be barricaded off until further notice.
Kennewick fire crews battled a shed fire Friday afternoon on the 500 block of West Albany Avenue. Firefighters got the call just after 3 p.m. People at the scene told our crew that this is the third time that fire crews have responded to a fire at that property.
A man has been identified from a fatal car crash in Walla Walla County from last Saturday. It happened on State Route 12, about 11 miles outside of Pasco. The man is 28-year-old Salvador Beltran. WSP troopers say he died at the scene. WSP also says the other car was being driven by a 40-year-old woman. She was going eastbound in the westbound lanes. She was taken to the hospital, but her current condition is not known.
The Adams County Sheriff's Office is investigating a shooting that left 2 teens in the hospital Friday night. Authorities say a 17-year-old boy arrived at the hospital with a gunshot wound to his leg, and then a 14-year-old boy with a gunshot wound to his arm and hand. And they say they were in the area of Taylor Road and Spur Road. And that's when a car pulled up, flashing gang signs and firing shots. No other information has been released at this time. If anybody knows anything about the shooting, please call the Sheriff's Office.
Local law enforcement and school districts are dealing with ongoing threats of violence with schools in our area. The police will be increasing their presence on campus. Pasco Police and Pasco High School worked through safety concerns last week. Grandview and Sunnyside and other school districts want to let parents know that rumors are just rumors. However, officials say if you see or hear something, say something.
International headlines now. The potential threat of a government shutdown is once again looming as the U.S. government is running out of time and money. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson has another proposal.
He released a plan that would fund the government until December 20th. It's a limited continuing resolution, and it includes more money for the Secret Service. This plan does not include the controversial SAVE Act, which focuses on preventing non-citizens from voting.
President Biden welcomed world leaders from India, Australia, and Japan to the president's home state of Delaware Saturday. The so-called Quad Summit first began under President Biden.
He emphasized the importance of democracy in his opening remarks and told the leaders the Quad Summit is here to stay. The leaders are expected to announce the first ever joint Coast Guard exercise between the 4 countries.
In your business headlines, budget hotel chain Motel 6 was just sold for $525 million. India-based hotel company Oyo is paying cash for the deal, which also includes the chain's offshoot brand Studio 6.
Motel 6 was founded in 1962. The name originally came from offering an all-cash nightly rate of $6.
A company known for its adult party game is suing SpaceX founder Elon Musk. Cards Against Humanity bought land in Brownsville, Texas, near the U.S. and Mexican border in 2017 to protect the area from the government possibly building a border wall there.
And it is accusing Musk of allowing his SpaceX employees to trespass and damage the land. The lawsuit says contractors recently removed some of the greenery on the property and placed gravel over the soil to make the space available for SpaceX vehicles to park and work. The company is suing Musk for $15 million. So far, there is no comment from Musk. In your health headlines, you will soon be able to protect yourself from the flu without leaving the house. The FDA has approved the first flu vaccine that doesn't have to be given by a healthcare provider.
Flu Mist is a nasal spray from AstraZeneca that's currently available in pharmacies with the prescription. Officials say the needle-free option should be available to take at home next year. And according to the CDC, 35 million people got sick last flu season. They also say everyone 6 months and older should get vaccinated each season. All right, check this out now. You'll soon see some new upgrades to the next time that you go to the movie theater.
Well, the group presenting the largest theater chains in the U.S. and Canada has announced it was investing more than $2 billion in new upgrades.
Some of the renovations include new projection technology, better sound systems and seating, revamped carpeting, and better food.
The trade group also says arcades and bowling may also be added to the theaters.
In all, the 3-year renovation plan encompasses 21,000 screens, or nearly 70% of the North American box office.
Okay, as long as I get my reclining seat, got my food. I like when waiters come and take your order there. That's always nice, but that's like,
I don't think we have that here.
I know.
Those fancy Dallas-Fort Worth.
I mean, Queensgate has that theater has like the nice seats. So the nice seats is really what it's all about.
Yeah, I need the reclining seats, and I need popcorn to not be like 10, 15 bucks. Just make it, I'll spend 6,
You know what,
$7.
let's start there. Let's just make the prices cheaper. That'd be great.
Perfect. Yes. All right, and it's not just you, everything is actually shrinking.
It
All
really
right.
is.
Trader Joe's has restocked the $2.99 mini tote bags that were reselling for as much as $500 on eBay earlier this year. There it is.
$500. So we all know that travel size hair care, skin care, and makeup products are out there. But now TikToks of micro beauty bags with micro products are racking up millions of views. Even Snapple launched an 8-ounce bottle, which is advertised to fit in a mini bag.
Despite all this hype, mini products sometimes don't make much sense with a higher cost per ounce for customers, increased packaging, and the potential to stoke over consumption. Trader Joe's VP of Marketing, Matt Sloan, says the company didn't know the mini totes would become such a viral craze.
Look, it just needs to fit my EpiPen, and that's okay, and my phone. Usually some of these bags don't do that.
My purse is too big, and therefore I put more things
But isn't it true that the bigger the bag, the more you just fill it up?
Exactly.
It's like
So
you
if
can
I had
get a bigger one and it's still full.
If I had a smaller one, I wouldn't be carrying
Josh
nearly as
gets
much
it.
stuff. My back wouldn't hurt as much.
I think it's unfair that girls get to have something at all times to store stuff in.
Guys are holding satchels now, bags.
Your
You could do
pockets
it.
are
You just
bigger than
might
ours.
get some funny looks.
See, why couldn't drawstring bags be like trendy? I think those are
They
pretty
were.
convenient.
Well, they'll come back.
They're
Everything
not
always
anymore.
comes back. Well, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest at 6, the city of Walla Walla is dealing with an increase in fentanyl overdoses, and they're finding that Narcan does not always work. Details in the next half hour.
Plus, we have a sneak peek at 2 blasts from the past. One of them is a cult movie classic, and it's returning to the big screen.
And it's feeling pretty mild out there for this morning. I'll touch on the temperatures again, and also I'll talk about the fires still burning in the area. So that's going to be coming up at 6.